Hey guys, so up here at my camp, and I got the MTD up here, trailered it up here, and some people do know I'm having some rear tire issues. I went down to Pennsylvania, and these tires are giving me a lot of problem, and that's because when I put these tires on, I messed up, and I kind of tore up the bead on both of them, trying to get them over the rim. I wasn't watching, and both of them, I figured, got caught up on the sharp edge. These are golf cart rims with 4-on-4 lugs here, and it's got these hubs on here from a John Deere I drilled out for 4-on-4. They originally were 5 lug, but I have acquired these new tires, which are these Chinese cheng, shin, or whatever you want to call them. I got these for $100. These are brand new, to the thanks of Mr. Modified. He stopped by on his way up from New Jersey and picked these up in Pennsylvania. These things are pretty beefy, as you can see. It's a lot taller than your average ag tire, bar tire tread. It kind of overlaps each other, so it's got a smoother ride, and if you want to say smooth ride, but this thing, you know, it's over my first knuckle deep, so as far as tread depth, it's probably 1 1/8 maybe. It's over 1 inch for sure, but it's mounted on these Craftsman, or I'm not sure Craftsman, just your standard 5 lug rim, and I've transplanted my 4 lug back to 5 lug, so they still fit in the 5 lug holes. So you can see they're kind of wallered out on the top there, but it's still, I mean, the bolt still works and everything, and it's still perfectly center. So I got these heavy duty hubs, and I just bought new bolts and jam nuts, and they bolt right up. So I'm gonna get these things mounted up, at least on this side. I still gotta do the other side, as you can see, but I'm gonna do these mounted up and see how they look, at least on this side. Alright, so that fits a lot better. This is a 23 8.5 by 12, and that's a 22 10 by 8. Obviously this gives a better ride or anything like that as far as your back goes, and these have been giving a lot of problem for me. And these things, if you want mud tires, you do not want these tires for sure. Knobby tires are not. I would get down into mud in Pennsylvania, probably like 3 inches deep or something. This thing would just spin and just sit in place. So, and I just spin till the skid plate hit the bottom. You see the belly pan right there for the 820, and yeah, these things fit a lot better for sure. These things, the rims push the tires out more, which is what I wanted. It fits a lot better, and 23s I wasn't sure if it was gonna fit. I brought my angle grinder over there, but fits the rear bumper pretty good. So we're gonna get the rear tires on now, and you get the other tire on and see how it looks. Alright, so here it is, and it lines up pretty close to the front tires. I'd say it's on the, it lines up with this row right here, so about 1 inch, I'd guess, off. So that looks, you know, the back tracks as much as the front. And I was kind of worried myself because I got this 820 in here. It's the strongest vertical input shiny you can get, but I was kind of worried that these tires would be a little bit too much for it. But since it's only an 8.5, they're not that, I mean, they're relatively skinny, and they're not super tall, so I guess it's a pretty good combination. It fits in the wheel wells pretty good here. It fits a lot closer on this side because Doug Fackler on the Pennsylvania trip, he came over, he was climbing a hill, I was sitting on top of the hill, and he climbed up, tractor took a left, and that's his front bumper right there, and it just folded the whole bottom. You can see how this is out of line. This whole pan rear fender folded down. It was touching the tire. We bent it back up, and I guess it's good enough. I don't really care. But this side fits really good. You can see this is how it's supposed to fit. It's, you know, I thought I was going to have to chop the bumper, but it looks fine. These tires are brand new. You can still see the paint on them too, and the nubs. So these things really don't have any miles on them. Kind of clunky on here, I guess. I mean, to be expected from these nasty tires, but I'll have to see if I'm going to make a little fender. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that. If I had a pipe bender, I'd probably make tube these like little tube fenders like Jeeps or whatever, but probably won't mess with that as long as it's not overwhelming. Gotta paint the rims, obviously I can't do that up here, but don't really care. Looks good, and hopefully don't tear up the grass too much, and yeah, give you a little. I guess the chassis still isn't level, but I don't care that much. Chassis still has a little front lean to it. It's supposed to say that. Hope y'all like it. Yeah, I know that ugly seat, but hope y'all like this. I've got a couple more things to do, but see, this tractor is pretty complete now. Thanks for watching.